Stage 4 of the deployment cycle is recovery and stabilisation, and for most people it begins several weeks into the deployment and lasts until about 4 weeks before return.
We find that things would really plateau out with the families and they'll be in their set routines by that stage, hopefully.
I think you have to fill two roles, so it's not the same as being a one-parent family as such, so you have your own life and the children's. Dad's there and you're filling Dad's role and your role, and little jobs that they would do or be responsible for, you're doing everything.
Spouses experience increased confidence and independence, and many often report feeling calmer, more in control and much more confident.
Mum will feel that she's in control of the house, she's got everything in order and that the children are catered for. Hopefully she will have plugged into everything that's going on to support her around. They'll hopefully be getting involved with the activities that are going on and really reaching out to all the support networks to make them feel that they're not alone at this stage. And we often find that this is where we find that a lot of families will support each other as well. I mean, it's not just about us as a support network supporting the families. Families actually are very good at supporting each other.
Normally what I do is go to a friend who's in the same boat and we put the kettle on and we have a chat and we have a cry. Or I do. She listens. It's nothing more than that really. It's just a feeling that just someone telling you that everything's okay. That's what I need to hear.
Because they're very much in the same situation. And we kind of, do a community childcare thing where, we'll meet up on, like for example, we're meeting up on Saturday. We're doing a sort of a joint childcare thing and we're all having a beauty day. And that's the kind of thing we do to sort of, keep sane, really.
There are lots of other Nepalese people living around because I've been living that house for 3 years.
3 years,
so
yeah.
There are lots of other Nepalese we know, and we'll be like kind of social every time. So I'm not that much worried about her and a little boy will be alone and sad, but because there are other people's looking, we'll definitely look for them, and also the AWS is also here to help. And
so when he's, sorry to intervene, when he's away, I'm planning to do some excess courses, also something to engage for me. So.
Getting wet.
I know. My camera's getting wet, isn't it?
Right, you got it? No, not yet. No, we haven't got it.
Recovery and stabilisation is a time of establishing new sources of support and new routines. Life becomes more predictable. As challenges come up, most people learn that they're able to cope with crises and make important decisions on their own.
During this stage, right in the middle, lots and lots of activities going on, lots of fun days with the children, and really a chance for us to get involved and have some fun with them, to make them aware that, it's not quite as bad as they first thought.
Your middle bit is you, pick yourself up, get on with life and the children, your job, parents, or you crumble under a bottle of wine.
You have to keep to a routine and you have to keep going out and doing things even though it's hard to do it.
Life is such, however, that many will continue to experience some difficult days during this phase.
And you have to just rise to the challenge really and know that it's only for a set period of time and they will be home and then everything will be great again.
What he's getting up to that I don't know about. That's like whether he's at home or away. Just what he's doing really, and whether he's safe.
I mean, I think as a mother, you never ever think of your child as growing up. You always think of them as your child. So, even though he has grown up, it's still very worrying. I think, especially for mothers.
I know if I wasn't coping or if there was anything serious, it would be like an MPFS intervention.
Personally, I wasn't worried about Ben. Because I think, he's well trained, he knows what he's doing. The thing that worried me more than anything was, if something went wrong with the plane perhaps, a mechanical breakdown, something like that. I didn't think he'd ever get shot down because he's, you know, such a bright lad and takes after his dad in that respect. So.
If it was him that anything had happened to, then I would have heard by now, you know, that kind of thing. And that really helps because I think that, you know, I know of other wives who, as soon as they see something on the TV about a casualty in theatre, they immediately think that, you know, think the worst. Whereas as soon as a name is there, or as soon as they're reporting something, actually, you know, the family would have been told already.
The worst thing is when you see something on television, you know.
Yes.
I mean, we did hear, I think at one stage, that a tornado had been shot down, you know, and straight away you think, oh God, I hope that's not in. And then you're hanging on every news bulletin and everything just till you get some more details, and then as soon as you know everything's all right, it's back to normal most of the time, isn't it? So, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Missing a phone call from your soldier or being up all night with a sick child may trigger tears which you thought were under control. This is completely normal, as are occasional feelings of anger, resentment and frustration.
For the last two, it was only just, I told everyone, told my work, to my boss, if I get a phone call, I'm taking the phone call. That's all you've got to do, you've just got to take it when it comes. And
communicate with deployed service members via email, phone, letters. But to prevent unnecessary worrying, also let them know you are receiving support and you are coping.
Go to the post office, you get a stack of blueies, they're free. Just go in, tell them you want a stack, and take them home, lay them out on the dining table and give the kid a box of colours.
Reassure your child by keeping connected to the deployed parent with emails, phone calls, photos and drawings. Send a message, create artwork or share a photo.
The last time John was away, emails were just starting to happen, and obviously we had the blueies before, but they take, you know, a good week or so to get through, and phone calls were few and far between. But now we've got the e-blueies, which are brilliant because if you send them before midnight, they get them the next day. Parcels you can send free and regularly, so that's good.
We try to give them as much information as we can. Monthly newsletters are sent out to the next of kins, just to make them feel as if they are still in. And of course, when they're deployed on ships, they have the use of email through e-flyers, e-blueies. They also, depending on the deployment they have the use of paradigm telephones to have their welfare calls. And that's all sort of put together in a welfare package that they can have to keep in touch with their loved ones and their loved ones in touch with them.
During the time that Ben was away, we received at least 2 letters from the wing commander just telling us what was happening, how grateful everybody was for gifts and letters to them. So it was, we felt more involved with it.
You know, you can send out the free boxes. Everything's free. You know, it doesn't even cost you any money. You can put money on his phone card if you need to do something like that. There's just so many things in place. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'll get used to it more.
They draw the most bizarre, wonderful, strange drawings for Daddy. You seal them back together, you write his name on it and you stick it in the post. And even just the fact that your 18-month-old child has scribbled with a red pencil on a piece of paper and you sent it him, they say, well, you said it's one of the best feelings that, you know, oh, look, you know, I've got it.
Awesome feeling.
Yeah.
Really.
Even, it doesn't matter how tiny they are.
Now we've got into the swing of it, it's not too bad. Bethany's been having a few wobbles. She got upset when she got her first email. She's very good at being able to talk, where sometimes Sam, you've got to fish around what the problem is, and being a teenager, sometimes just grunting in replies, not quite finding out what the problem is.
Yeah, well, it's one of the ways which we support families and children at school. It's the e-Bluey Club. Anyone that's got folks away can come and join the club. Members of staff support the children in writing the e-blueies to those folks that are away, and the older children also help out with some of the younger children there.
Yeah, I think it's good that they've got a way to contact your parents that are abroad, which is, and if you're missing them, you can sort of tell them that in a message.
It's a great way that the children can independently keep in touch with their parents and do that on a weekly basis.
I'll always talk about Jack's daddy to him. I'll keep that going. They'll be far away, but they'll be close in our thoughts.
And also the talking books as well, that you can go into the hive and set up a talking book, storybook wings, yeah. So that the daddy can read for the children.
The husbands' wives who are deploying, they can go down to our hive and record a short story, basically, which then gets sent off. It gets edited, where they put sound effects over it according to the story, and it then comes back on this, which is a CD, and the children can keep this when the father goes away. They can listen to it at bedtime, whatever suits them, but they've always got a story there.
Use the variety of resources available for you, and for those with children, stay communicated with loved ones. Facilities such as Blueies, e-Blueies, care packages, emails, ArmyNet, RNCom, Garrison FM, RAF community website, BFBS and Paradigm services, including the free text messaging service, all provide an excellent opportunity for ensuring communication links remain strong throughout the separation.
With me working, I have to give notice to my boss to get time off when he comes on his R&R, so it can be quite difficult.
R&R for us as a welfare team, we would, in our Afghan deployed role, we would make sure that the families were kept up to date with the most recent information on R&R flights.
Their R&R time starts from the minute they stop work, and their travel time is all included, so obviously they're a priority. And as a service person, I know that. We
would publish a board with all the R&R details here in the welfare office for them to come and access. And if, for instance, there was a delay in a flight by a couple of hours, we would send an SMS text message out to our families to let them know that the R&R flight that's coming in is delayed by 2 hours. If they wanted to collect their husbands from the airport, we would assist them with that.
You find you set a routine for yourself, sort of just to get yourself through the days, do you know what I mean, through the weeks, and then it goes faster if you have a set routine. So when someone comes and messes it up, you'll be like...
Well, Jack's 7 months, and when Ben gets back from work or at a weekend, he does smile. He does, I think, recognise his father, but will he notice he's away? Who knows? I don't know. He probably will, but I'll keep him busy. Got lots of friends and lots of support groups like this, so we'll keep active, keep doing things, and he'll be home before we know it.
Stage 4. Recovery and stabilisation. Feelings will settle as new routines are established. You may have a newfound confidence and feelings of being comfortable and much calmer with your situation and with the reorganisation of roles and responsibilities. You may find that your sources of support are developing through attending coffee mornings, activities, events and trips, and by engaging with support services and other families that are going through similar situations as yourself. Maintain a calendar or diary and encourage children to maintain logbooks, scrapbooks or a journal so they can share together on their parents' return home. This will also ensure a void is filled in the child's life for the deployed parent. Check with your child's school to see if there are any facilities available to them, their families or deployed parents. As you begin to realise that you are able to cope, let your loved one know. Remember, your loved one is there to do a job and will better carry out their duties knowing that the family unit at home is being well cared for. Rest and recuperation, or R&R, may take place during this period. Your relevant welfare or community staff, or indeed the service person themselves, will keep you informed of the most recent information, plus flight times, dates and any changes to these. They may be able to assist you with transport to pick loved ones up from the airport, whilst providing information and advice on the R&R period. Remember to keep the lines of communication open. Contact relevant welfare and community support staff for up-to-date information, support and advice.